Today we are here to perform few activities. Yes. So first activity is to find out whether the gas which we are exhaling contain carbon dioxide. For that, what we have done here is, for testing whether carbon dioxide is present in exhaled air or not, we will take a solution. Which solution do we take? We take slaked lime water we take. Okay, so that lime water I have already prepared, where I will dissolve calcium oxide in water and I will get calcium hydroxide. So that is lime water. I have to keep it freshly prepared lime water I will take. Okay, and I will keep it untouched so that all the PPTs and whatever is there will settle down. Now I will take some small amount of this freshly prepared lime water in a test tube. I'll take a small amount of it. We have to keep it in mind that whenever we are doing this, performing this test, we have to use a freshly prepared. Why we use freshly prepared? Because in atmosphere also carbon dioxide is present. So slowly, if you keep it for a long time, slowly it will react with the atmospheric carbon dioxide, and you will not get the actual result. So you can see I have taken this and it's nearly transparent. Okay, now I have to put exhale. I have to exhale in the solution. So make it a point that the test tube, glass tube is touching the liquid. Can you see? The solution is turned into milky. If I do it more amount of PPT, we will be able to see. So this shows that the air which I am exhaling contains carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide will react with calcium hydroxide to produce a white color PPT, calcium carbonate. Okay, this calcium carbonate will give it a milky appearance. Okay, I hope you all are able to see it clearly.
Yes.
Okay, for second activity, that is to study a structure of bisexual flower. What is a bisexual flower? A flower in which both male and female reproductive structures are present. They are known as bisexual flower. So, you all know which flower is this?
Yes.
So, we are going to study, yes, everyone knows this. Now, we are going to study all the parts of this flower. Okay, this is a part of your syllabus. It will be there in reproduction in plants in that topic. So you can see a small stick. Okay, that is you can say the stick of the flower, that is known as pedicel. What do we call it as? Pedicel. Now when the flower is in bud condition, you all can see these folded green color structures. In bud conditions, they were, yes, very good. They basically cover this whole flower, that is, when in bud condition, they protect this flower. Okay, this green color structure, you all can see, these are known as sepals. What is the botanical name, scientific name of sepal? Calyx. Sepal is known as calyx. You can see a swollen structure. Yes, if you are having the flower, you can use your flower at home. This swollen structure, this is known as receptacle or thalamus. Receptacle or thalamus. This swollen structure is known as receptacle or thalamus. Fine. Now, after these sepals are present in a wall, a layer. Okay, you can see colored. These are the colored parts. You can see we call them as petals. Okay, petals. Again, petals are present in many layers in rows. There can be 1 layer, 2 layer, like this. Many layers can be there. So here they are present in many layers. All these colored parts. What is the function of petal? Wonderful. To attract the insects for pollination. That is a major role. That's why they are of different color. They try to attract. They are having attractive colors. Now, after this, when we take off these petals, I'm sorry, I have to break one flower. Okay, I'm taking off the petals. Very slowly you will take off these petals to see the internal structure, what is present inside. Now, when I take off these, can you see this structure? Is it clearly visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can see some you can say thread-like structures are there with a knob at the head. If I take out one part of it, I'm taking out one. Yes, you can see this. Can you see this? This thin strip which is present there, that is no beta, no bache. This is known as filament. Yes, filament, and at the tip you can see a knob-like structure, swollen structure, that is anther. Anther and filament. This is the male reproductive part of flower. Altogether we call it as sepal. What do we call it as? Stamen. Altogether we call it as stamen. Okay, so stamen has 2 parts. One is the thin filament, tube-like structure, and at the head there is a knob-like swollen structure called anther. Okay, so if we take out all these anthers, even anthers are also present in layers, wall, we call them as wall. So when we take them out, we will get at the center, yes, we are removing all the parts. Very good, very good, very good, very good. So male reproductive part is, male reproductive part is stamen, which contain 2 parts. Now I have removed all the anthers. I have removed all the anthers. You can see the central part of a bisexual flower. This is the central part. Center part is pistil or carpel. That is the female reproductive part. I will draw the diagram. You will be able to see it very clearly. Okay, you will be able to understand it very clearly. At the tip of this, there is a sticky lobe-like structure called stigma. Okay. Now when I remove all these parts and try to take out what is present inside, you will get a structure. Blade. I need blade. So you blade. So this is stigma. Okay. Now I have to remove this. For this I need blade. I will cut it off. You can see it. You all have to perform this with explanation, and you have to make a nice video and send me. This is actual activity which you will do. So when I am removing the part of thalamus, the central part which I will get inside this thalamus, that will be the ovary. Yes. So you can see here very nicely many styles are there. See here. This is the stigma, then again a tube-like structure, that is style, and beneath that we have ovary. In rows there are many ovaries. Inside the ovary, ovule will be present, and inside ovule, egg cell will be present. See, I have taken out. You all can see it very clearly now. Each one is a style. On the top is stigma and ovule. Inside this ovary, the swollen part at the base is ovary. Inside this ovary will be ovule. Fine. Now, this ovule contains female cell called egg cell. This ovule, after pollination, will convert into seed, and ovary will convert into fruit for all these flowering plants. So this was the structure of flower. I want you all to do it, perform it the way I have done. It will take only 5 minutes. You can make a nice video and you have to send it to me as a activity. Fine. So that was the structure of flower. Now the last one, it is from chemistry. Last activity is from chemistry, to see or to how to identify any two liquid. Suppose this is a liquid and this is again a liquid. You don't know which one is acid, which one is base. We don't know. For identification of these liquids, we have special indicators which we use in lab. We call them as chemical indicators. Like this, at home we have natural indicators as well. Okay, so these two are, we will study how to check using indicators, how to find out whether they are acid or bases or they are neutral. So for neutral, I have taken some amount of water. Okay. And these two are, one of them is acid, another is base. Now, you all have book. You can take out your book. One activity is there even in your book also. You can see that activity and you will tell me the answer when I perform this experiment. You will tell whether it is acid or a base. Fine? Page number 73. Okay. So I am taking one liquid, I am taking here, and I will take litmus paper. These are the simple indicators which are available. Okay. I will take litmus paper. Two types of litmus paper is available. Two types of litmus paper, red and blue. Red and blue, two litmus paper is available. So I will take first blue litmus paper. I am taking blue litmus paper and I am putting it in this solution. I have taken a blue litmus paper and the color changed to blue only. This is a blue litmus paper. You all are able to see? Okay. Okay, fine. Very good. Very good answer. I expected this. Now I am using a red litmus. Now I am using a red litmus paper. This red litmus paper is turned to blue. It is a base. Very good. So bases convert red litmus paper into blue. If I put this red litmus paper in water, what color I will get? What will be the change? Will there any change in this? If I am using water? No. It will be red only. There will be no change. So this is how we can confirm whether it is neutral or it is base or acidic. Now I will take one more solution which I am having. I will take that solution and I will put it in a petri dish. Again I will take red litmus paper first. These are very interesting. You all can perform it. When you will come to school, we will give you a chance to perform. So, this is red litmus paper. Is there any change in this red litmus paper? No change. Okay. If I use a blue litmus paper, you can see a clear change in blue litmus paper. Blue is converted to red. This confirms that this solution is acid. And the earlier solution which I used was a base. Okay. Now, I have one more indicator that is known as universal indicator. We will find out by using that universal indicator. Now, in two forms I am having that universal indicator. One in the form of a strip. Universal indicator strips are also available. And another I have universal indicator solution. So, we will try in both the ways, universal indicator solution and universal indicator paper. So, for that again I will take for paper, I will take both this solution and I will use this paper, I will check this color. Okay, now I have put this universal indicator in this. What is the color I am getting? Color I am getting red. Now according to this universal indicator, what does this red color says? Red color says. Red color here. Yes, will show here that these all our indicators are based on from 4 pH to 11 pH. We know what is the pH of acid. Is it more than 7 or less than 7? Yes. For neutral substances, pH is 7. For acidic substances, pH is less than 7. And for basic substances, pH is more than 7. So, by this we can even find out which one is more acidic. By using this universal indicator, we can find out if it is weak acid or a strong acid. Getting it? By checking the color. This is known as universal indicator. Okay, now I will use the same strip, same universal strip in a different solution, that is the earlier solution which I have used. Now you will get the color, you can identify, obviously you are able to see the color. Okay, a very strong color. It is matching with nearly, yes, 10 to 11 pH. So it's a strong base. Yes, strong base. Fine. Now we will use this solution for acid and base liquid. In liquid also we can find out. So I am taking sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide. For confirmation whether it is really sodium hydroxide, whether it is really base, I will add some drops of, what do you see? Color? It is nearly blue, dark blue color. So what does it show? It's a base or acid? Yes, it is a strong base. It is a strong base. Now I will take the other solution, other indicator, that is acid. If I put this universal indicator in this acid, let's see what color we are going to get. Can you see? Yes, red color. See, red color. This confirms that the solution which I am using is acids. Got it? Okay, now 2 more indicators are there. One is phenolphthalein, another is methyl orange. These 2 are chemical. Okay, S2. Now I need this. So we will use first acid. We will use acid. Whenever we are doing any type of experiment, make it sure that we are using minimum amount of solution. Very less, because we just need to check. Okay. So you will take very less amount and you will find out. First we are doing it with phenolphthalein. So I have taken here a solution. You can see the table and you can tell the answer if you get the result. So I am adding phenolphthalein to this solution. Is there any change in the color? No. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. If I add... Okay, very good. Now if I add a base to it, I am adding a base to it. Pink color. So phenolphthalein gives pink color with a base and it becomes colorless or it does not give any color with acid. So we can use phenolphthalein to find out whether the substance is acidic or basic in nature. Okay? Beta, neutral mein you can see what color you will expect in neutral. Neutral mein there will be no color change for any solution. What is the color of this phenolphthalein? Color of phenolphthalein is colorless. So in neutral also it will be colorless. Okay? Beta, we have to, these are specifically used for acid and bases. Okay? So for that other tests are also there. We can do those other tests also. Now one more solution, that is methyl orange is there. I will be using methyl orange again for both the solutions. So I will take first methyl orange along with acid. I will take first acid. I am using hydrochloric acid. And this is methyl orange. Okay. If I add methyl orange in acid, what color will I expect? You will see red color. Okay. It is turning into red. Basically this is orange color solution will turn into red if it is acid. Okay. Now I will take base. Okay, so I have taken base here and I will add. What color you will get? See. Yellow. आ गया? एक red है और एक yellow है. Can you see the difference with the same solution? Yes. So this is how, by using indicators, we can confirm or we can find out which solution is acidic and which one is basic. Okay, students? So there are few natural indicators as well. You all can try it at home if the things are available with you. Otherwise, we will do it in next class. Thank you, students.